Thank you for joining me. I am Bo Lorenzen. I make sailing related VR videos. Today we are braving the rain to visit MuseumsHafen Flensburg. Entering the working museum, we're walking under a traditional hand-cranked wooden crane where ships could load and unload cargo. Notice the ship with the side-mounted keelboards. To me, this is a typical Holland-style design for shallow waters, and ideal for coastal cargo running, as these can easily enter shallow water local harbors. Typically, this style is used along the coast, rarely in the Atlantic, where a center keel is preferred. Today, Flensburg is a North German city and an historical location where sales has arrived with goods from abroad since the beginning of modern history. In the 18th century, Flensburg was the most prominent harbor for ships sailing on the Danish West Indies, islands like St. Thomas and St. John's. They were carrying raw, uncut rum, which was sailed to Flensburg. The clear, water-like raw rum was then diluted and aged in barrels for taste and to get a darker, golden color. At its rum heydays, Flensburg had over 200 rum producers at one time. There's no doubt, rum was an exotic product, and sail ships were the technology of that time. My personal guess is not all rum producers were registered with the government. While it had been some 100 years since the heydays of transporting rum, the rum business is not forgotten. Today this history is celebrated annually in the second week of May with the famous Rum Regatta. The Rum Regatta event sees hundreds of wooden ships gathered in the Flensburg fjord. Those boats we see today are typical examples of the Rum Regatta boats, but most of these are probably on the smaller side for running rum from the West Indies, because that is a trip which involves a round trip on the Atlantic. For more about the Rum Regatta, check out the website MuseumsHafen-Flensburg.de. That is MuseumsHafen-Flensburg.de. I'll put a link in the notes. Oh, that's a white one. This one sails on the Flensburg fjord with tourists and events and parties. Already owning my own teeny sailboat, I hate to imagine the cost to haul this one out for a bottom paint, let alone the cost of new sails. These truly are huge sail ships from a time when this was cutting-edge technology. Here's a wooden, clinker-built, smaller boat. I didn't just now notice it has a propeller in the back, so not entirely traditional, I suppose, but you can see the mast that can come up, and it will have a diagonal rigged sail to go with that. It was a very compact boat that was easy to sail. was a dark day, but here's a set of shots from the wharf part of the museum. You can see a boat being restored to mint condition, but it's obviously still have some work to be done. In the back there's the wooden storage. There's both new lumber being dried out and prepared before it is put onto boats. But right in front of us we can see a couple of masts and a boom that is probably in storage and will be put back on boats in the spring. You gotta love that golden color of varnished wood. Did I mention it was pouring down rain? Out in the back we see a couple more boats in very classical shapes. Sorry about my hand trying to keep the rain off the lens. Notice that boat back here? It is reminiscent of a lot of early 1920, 30 boat types hulls. And one more. Notice how wide that was when we saw it from the front. It has a lot of hull form stability in the natural shape. Beautiful boat. Beautiful boat. It was raining cats and dogs while shooting this. If the weather had been more clear, you could have seen Denmark in the background, and further away would also be the city of Flensburg, Denmark. Again, I'm Bo Lorentzen and I make sailing related VR videos. Please subscribe and like and come back for more sailing VR. Remember to use your VR headset.